This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
Bigg K versus Cortez. Man, where do I begin? You know what I'm saying? It's not a blog to determine really who won the battle. Cortez won this battle clearly, whether you got it 3-0 Cortez or 2-1 Cortez. I see some people saying Bigg K won. I don't see how. Either you just don't fuck with Cortez at all, or maybe Bigg K is your favorite battler. That's the only way I can see it. But for the most part, if you being completely unbiased, Cortez won this battle. The first round was the closest round to me. And that round could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Bigg K first round consisted of nothing really but core flips.
So play it over, make a plan, try and formulate. Or tomahawks in your helmet, Florida State. I mean, this ain't the best match. You can't coordinate. Name a battle rapper I can't beat that coordinate. Yeah.
Some of them was nice though. Cortez first round, he had the Harold Miner line that was nice. He had the Kenny G line that was nice. Obviously, Bigg K's first name is Kenneth. So he had that line. He had everybody want to be blood until there's a trail of blood or whatever. That line was also nice. The trailer trash line was nice.
What you gonna do, talk about hammers this whole battle, nigga? You ain't got no steel. This ratchet go off for any little thing, my nigga. It ain't got no chill. I punch a sucker right in the mouth. Pacify it and pass the fire. Catch him at the light, playing with heat. That's how we Harold miners, I mean.
I actually edged Cortez in the first round. Second round, Bigg K, he has the Doug Flutie line about switching teams. That was nice. The Judge Judy line was a haymaker. I was definitely fucking with that bar. And
I tee off on court till they calling a timeout. Bounce. I'm unruly. 2 hands on 1 Uzi. This clip will bring the bitch out court. Judge Judy, you been...
He had a little basketball line about I tee off on court. You know, it's not a timeout or something. That was pretty much his best bars of the second round. Cortez had the Virginia Tech line that was dope. The Coach K line that was nice. He also had the liposuction line.
So clear that 4-4 flare. Think lipo. I curved him and caught a body out of nowhere. Oh yeah.
I got Cortez winning the second round, and clearly he won the third. Bigg K third round. Such a disappointment, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You already got short rounds. And we're going to get into that in a minute. We already got short rounds. Bigg K rapped for 43 seconds in the third round, man. That's less than half of the round. And it's just like, yo, he's doing interviews. First, he did an interview saying he 3-0 Cortez. I don't understand that. Then he does another interview saying, well, I just gave away the third as like charity or whatever because he's trying to play Cortez like Cortez was homeless and shit. And he was just giving away the third round for charity. So, speaking of the third round, he spoke on Cortez being homeless, but he didn't put no dope bars around it. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like he just brushed over it. Probably could have came with some haymakers around the whole homeless angle, but he didn't. But anyway, he said he gave away the third round as like a homeless charity, which don't make no sense either. I got Cortez winning 3-0, man. I can understand 2-1 Cortez if you want to give Bigg K the first. And this is one reason why, you know, you don't want to see Bigg K as the King of the Dot champ. There's been talks about, you know, obviously he can't go to Canada. He's never battled in Canada, and you're not going to be able to be the King of the Dot champ in Canada. But his attitude, man, and his demeanor in battles and just with the fans is just never going to carry over as for him being liked. He blocked niggas on Twitter all the time for just the simplest shit. You could tweet this nigga now and be like, yo, your third was trash. It was trash. The nigga just block you or some shit like that. He'll argue with you for a minute, then he'll block you instead of acknowledging, yeah, you right, my third was kind of trash. So he does that. I seen him at a couple battle events, man. He's real standoffish. You know, I like a lot of fans, they'll go up, take pictures and politic with battle rappers. Bigg K, I walked into the Crown too when he was battling Mav, and Bigg K was like off on the side. He stuck out like a sore thumb because he's like the white boy that's in this Chicago venue where there's nothing but niggas in, and he's off to the side and no fans are around him, which is almost unheard of for somebody of his status, man, because he's actually kind of like then almost made his way to top tier, if you want to say he's top tier. But like nobody is talking to this nigga. This nigga was off to the side by himself at the Crown when I walked in, and I thought that's kind of odd. But I know that he's kind of very standoffish. He'll only interview with angry fan. You know what I'm saying? He'll only interview with direct. Those are like the only people that's really going to be able to get an interview from him. He doesn't really do a lot of interviews. He don't really talk to the fans. And if you ain't stroking his ego to some degree, he's not going to really fuck with you much. So it's just one of them situations. You can understand why he's not on URL, because he's basically told URL and Beasley to suck a dick and all this kind of shit and fuck URL, and they just like, yo, I have a hard time. I'm hearing he wants almost like 10 racks about on URL. So it's hard for you to say suck my dick and fuck me or whatever, and then I turn around and pay you $10,000 about on my platform. That's a hard thing to do. And to me, when you look at him and Rosenberg Raw and some of these other people, they done got so disrespectful on Twitter and in blogs that like URL just feel like it's a slap in my face to book you after all we've been through. You know, after all the shit talking you did. You basically disrespected me as a man or whatever, and then you want me to turn around and pay you racks to battle. I would love to see Bigg K on URL. I just told Hitman, him and Hitman would be dope. Him and Tay-Rock would be dope. Him and a few people would be dope on URL. So I'm not against him coming, but I understand why they never just squashed it and let him come back. It's just the attitude. You know what I'm saying? It's just the attitude. People was talking about how Bigg K is always complaining about the time limits and stuff like that in this battle. I hear people saying that. It's honestly, I'm not really for Bigg K talking through Cortez first round, basically yelling time himself. I'm not with that.
My nigga, forever cold, I'll stretch your soul.
Time, bro. They said time, yo. I'm not trying to
That's the last ball, boy. Don't cut me off.
I'm not cutting you off. They cutting you off. We signed for 90 seconds.
Let him say it.
He said it. You kept rap time, yo. I don't care about that shit. Listen.
However, I always say it's up to the battle rapper to stop the opponent. If Cortez is over rapping, you can't expect Organic, Gully, Bishop, whoever else to be the person that stops the battle. You know what I'm saying? You can't put that onus on them. You got to be the person to look over at the timekeeper and be like, yo, what's going on? You need to stop the round, like he over rapping. So for me, I didn't really have a problem with Bigg K doing that because Cortez was going over the time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because when I talked to Cortez, I flat out asked him, how are you going to beat Bigg K in 90-second rounds? And he said, I'm going to rap for 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I'm there for 90. I'm going to find a way to get another 30 seconds and maybe another 45. And he was trying to stretch this battle into like a 215, 225. And Bigg K just wasn't having it. And I ain't mad at Bigg K, you know what I'm saying? Because the strategy for Cortez to win is to get more bars out. So if Bigg K doesn't want to allow you to get more bars out, I don't know why y'all mad at Bigg K. What you should be mad at, man, and what niggas do not want to say, and this is why you come to Unbiased Review, because I'm going to keep it real. Nobody gets on King of the Dot. I'm looking at all these fucking comments. Bigg K had a terrible third. Bigg K's third is so disappointing. Bigg K this, I'm finally glad this white boy lost. The bottom line is, why is this battle 90-second rounds in the first place? And this is why I hate when you guys compare leagues. You'll compare King of the Dot and URL, and you can't really do it because the playing field is never even. Never even. All you hear is King of the Dot has better production over URL. URL has better battles over King of the Dot. King of the Dot has better cameras. URL has Twiz and he's better than Avocado. And King of the Dot has Avocado and he's better than Twiz. You have all these comparisons. In some aspects of King of the Dot and URL, you can compare. But the playing field, honestly, isn't even level. You have to appreciate both leagues for what they bring to the table and stop comparing them. URL could never do a 90-second battle with anybody and get away with it. There's no way this battle right here could be on URL. It's impossible. So you gotta look at King of the Dot and say, why are they doing a 90-second battle for this particular situation? What happens with King of the Dot that is lost in all of this URL versus King of the Dot thing? King of the Dot will take a URL type of battler. Most of the time they're more expensive, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get it, you know, the A-verbs and the serves and the big T's and all these, and the conceders and all these people, you want to bring them over to King of the Dot. They're much more expensive. Their price on URL is crazy high, you know what I'm saying? King of the Dot doesn't pay that. So what King of the Dot does, they bring them over and they shorten the rounds. They'll book A-verb and they'll book them for 2-minute rounds. And even when Ilmac is going over, like he was, you know what I'm saying, you got A-verb saying, yo, he's going over the time, he's going over time.
Fucking mind reader, because now he's bitching out over here talking to Marathon, trying to play timekeeper. You know what? I put blood all over that nice t-shirt, turn around and use your fucking white beater as my knife cleaner. Let's go!
the fuck down. That is not the rule. That ain't the rule. No. That ain't the rule.
All that makes the footage look bad because it just looks like you're whining in the footage. You know what I'm saying? Because either you're losing or whatever. But the bottom line is that the rounds are too short at the end of the day. And King of the Dot is not going to pay top dollar for 3-minute rounds. So they bring them over and put it at 2-minute rounds. Bigg K is an expensive battle rapper. He's not cheap to book. So what happened is that they probably did this battle in the bunker, obviously. It's not a lot of people there. They wanted Bigg K on the card. They're not selling a lot of tickets to this event, so they made it 90-second rounds, and Bigg K would take a cheaper price at 90 seconds. I just had this conversation with Beasley. He was just saying, yo, Hitman wants all this money. He wants 30K to battle. Maybe I should do him and Suge as a one-rounder. Now, if you hit up Hitman and say, yo, you know what? You want $30,000 for a 3-round battle with Suge. Why don't I just pay you 10 and you do a 1-rounder for 5 minutes? Some of y'all say Hitman only good for 1 round anyway. Some of y'all say Suge always going short, so put them all in a 1-round battle. You know what I told Beasley? Fans would never let you get away with a 1-round battle. And that's really the difference between URL and King of the Dot, is that, well, there's a few differences. And one day I might really break down the leagues. You know, that would be a dope blog. URL versus King of the Dot and the differences, the pros and cons of both leagues, because they both have pros and cons. But King of the Dot can get away with doing like a 1-round battle with like Daylight and Head Ice. They can get away with doing a 90-second round and a 2-minute rounds, and URL definitely can't do that.
I'm on something special, T, like ARs, Kevlar.
Time. Yo, check it out. These niggas agreed on 2 minutes. I don't do that shit. These niggas agreed on 2 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas went crazy. So URL definitely can't get away with doing that. And that's really what goes on with some of these battles. They get lessened. When it's URL talent, they get lessened. The minutes are lessened over here on the King of the Dot platform. In some instances, it's a good thing. It's a good thing in sometimes, because niggas don't come with 3 good rounds anyway. So maybe if you lessen the battle, you can get better material in 2 minutes. But in some situations, it doesn't make the battle dope at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Goods and Rome was a 1-round battle in Boston. You know what I'm saying? And Goods spent the whole round talking about, I only did this battle for the money. I didn't want to take the battle. Whatever the case may be. URL, if they had booked Rome and Goods for 1 round, niggas would be getting killed. But I think we put more onus on the battlers a lot of times and say, oh man, you know, this, you know, y'all could have done good. In a way, some of these battles are just too short. I'm not mad that Bigg K is stopping Cortez at the end of 90 seconds or end of 2 minutes. He's supposed to. He's trying to win the battle. He can't let Cortez run off 3 minutes of material and against his 90. He's never gonna win. So the problem is the battle just should have never been booked at 90 seconds. And that's what's never being said enough in the comments. People are blaming everybody else, but the real factor is that it's just being booked the wrong way. This is just not one of these battles where you do that. So, but that's the way I feel about it, man. Salute to King of the Dot, salute to Cortez, Bigg K. Bigg K probably taking 2 knee battles now, because a lot of niggas got him losing the show off, even though I'm not one of them. But it's getting to the point now where people are even tired of him. Now he's gonna start getting turned on. People are gonna start turning on Bigg K, because they're gonna be like, yo, he was bullshitting last battle. All he did was core flips, which is so fucking easy to do, and it's just a, you know, one-trick pony. He's always been a one-trick pony, but now his one-trick poniness is about to start working against him. You know what I'm saying? Fans, when fans turn on you, like, this is the battle where fans will turn on Bigg K. And you're gonna see now that Bigg K can still be the same Bigg K, but people are gonna be like, man, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because he had such a disappointing battle. So if I was him, he probably needs to take an extended break and come back with a hungry battle that he really, really wants. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts, man. Unbiased review. Holla at your boy.